This here is your burner assembly. This is for your remote thermostat. This plug here is for the VF models. This is for a preheated fuel filter. Underneath this cap here is the high limit switch, which is resettable. This is your gas pressure gauge. This here is your fuel selector valve. It is a locking ball valve. In the upright position, it is set for vapor propane. In the complete open position is natural gas. We're going to now go ahead and pull the burner assembly apart. Go ahead and loosen this top screw here. This is the only bolt that holds them together. It opens up. Careful that these don't get damaged when they come off. Sometimes they do pop out. There's a second one in there. At this time we can go ahead and pull out our burner head assembly. You'll need a 6mm Allen. Also note where your burner head placement is. It is called out in the manual. Your reference point is this ring, and the burner head itself has a numbering system on it. Go ahead and make sure that your burner head references the manual appropriately. This is your burner head assembly. Your gas flows in through this hole, through the cast body, and out through the nozzles. These nozzles, over time, can get cracked, deformed, or break down. If any of that occurs, please replace. This here is your flame probe, or also known as an ionization probe. A flame sensor, if you will. This one here is your igniter that connects directly to your coil. When reassembling your burner head, you want to make sure that the flame probe and the igniter are both in between the nozzles appropriately. If they get too close to one another, they may give false readings or a not strong enough spark. This here is your control box. This button has a light inside. This light will tell you diagnostics as well as burner function when the unit is running, or if the burner were to shut off abruptly. You can put the burner into a diagnostic mode with a long press of 3 seconds. It will then give you a sequence of lights and flashes that you can reference in your manual for troubleshooting. This here is your coil. This unit here is your air switch. This is your combustion fan capacitor. And this unit down here is your combustion fan. After you've serviced your combustion head, we can now insert it back into the burner. We're going to go ahead and set it somewhat in place and get our lock nut started. In your manual, it is referred to as a stop gate. For this application, it's going to be at a 4. So once we get it somewhat into position, we'll confirm alignment and then tighten down. Be careful not to over tighten this. This metal is a cast aluminum and can break. When placing the combustion head back in and locking it into place, go ahead and reattach your coil wire as well as your flame sensor wire. With those connected, we can now place our burner housing back on, and it's a single nut that holds it in place. Using a socket or a crescent wrench, go ahead and tighten that. It just needs to be snug. We don't need to tighten it too much. It does have a recessed ring around it that allows for sealing. This here is your air shutter or air gate. This is set from the factory. Anytime that you do need to adjust this, maybe in a higher altitude or certain temperature or backdraft situations where wind is a factor blowing against the unit. Any adjustments to this air shutter will reflect in your manifold pressure. Your manifold pressure can be adjusted from this regulator here. Remove this cap and use a flathead screwdriver, and you can make your minor adjustments to get your manifold pressure within spec. On the opposite end of the burner, there is a hatch. This here is your control box. This is your on and off switch. Right now it is in the off position. This is for ventilation mode. This just circulates air. The H is heat using the thermostat. So you can set your thermostat at your desired temp and the heater will maintain it. This setting here bypasses the thermostat. Although it will not run without a thermostat installed, this bypasses the control of the thermostat running the unit at full power or full bore. This here is your digital display. This will give you the outlet temperature of the heater. It also has other functionalities that are called out in the manual. This is your power indication light, and this is your blower light. This will illuminate if you have power to the unit. This will illuminate when the blower is running. Just like on the control panel, this is a power indication light. This is your burner operation light, and this is a high limit notification light.